From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Hospitals hit hard by COVID's Omicron variant. Hospitalizations are at a peak not just for this wave, but for the whole pandemic.
The network's Iglali Zitlache is in the control center with more on this record number.
Hospitalizations for COVID-19 hit a record high Tuesday, passing the previous high set a year ago, and this putting more pressure on healthcare systems that are fighting against staff shortages.
As America struggles to manage the COVID-19 crisis, healthcare workers are being pushed to the edge.
A lot of hospital systems simply do not have enough staff because people are out with COVID themselves, diagnosed, forcing to isolate and quarantine themselves.
In many states, some COVID-positive healthcare workers are continuing to work. In line with CDC guidance, state health officials say because of critically low staffing levels at hospitals and nursing homes.
Could have anticipated the depth of the staffing challenge that we find ourselves in right now.
Across the country, more than 145,000 people are currently hospitalized with COVID-19, a new record high, according to data from the Department of Health and Human Services.
This latest surge of Omicron is like nothing we've seen.
Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show the risk of hospitalizations is 8 times higher for unvaccinated people than it is for fully vaccinated people.
The substantial number of absolute cases is resulting in hospitalization increases across all age groups, including children aged 0 to 4.
This comes as federal officials drive a familiar point, urging the public to get vaccinated or boosted as soon as possible.
The emergence of the Omicron variant again emphasizes the importance of vaccinations and boosters, which decrease the risk of infection, severe disease, and death caused by COVID-19.
And according to the CDC, Omicron has caused 98.3% of coronavirus cases in the U.S. during the last week. In the control center, Zitlali Solache, South Florida Media Network.
South Florida social organizations are switching back to in-person gatherings from online. The network's Nicole Carpel has more on the group designed for young Jewish professionals.
Hoya, a Jewish organization in South Florida, is trying to attract young Jewish professionals to return back to in-person events, but having to follow government restrictions and guidelines could bring them some challenges.
We try to do everything outdoors. We're mindful of people that are still a little bit concerned, and when we have events indoors, we allow people to use their masks. We don't force it, but we definitely encourage it. We had an event with older speakers, so for that event we did require it, but basically we go along with what the government is recommending and what people are feeling.
As the pandemic continues and new variants of the virus appear, many young Jewish professionals are scared to go to in-person events while others are more confident.
Honestly, I am super happy about going back to in-person events. I miss them so much. It's really nice to finally get out of the house, to get dressed again, to see people, real people, not through a little screen. And I feel like in-person events are the best thing that can happen after this pandemic.
Event staff, on the other hand, are happy to come back to work and see people enjoying the events and activities.
I think it's a bit different for me than other people. I'm kind of on stage, behind a booth, something like that. But everyone seems to be having a good time. People are at their own comfort levels these days. You see some people off to the side wearing masks and some in big groups together, middle of a club, middle of a party, middle of a dance floor. So it really just depends on the person. But like I said, personally, me, absolutely love it. Happy to be back.
Despite the possibility of no show, Hoya is going to give the opportunity to young Jewish professionals to socialize with their peers after not having events for almost a year. This next year, they will be hosting 4 big events in hope that they could return to normalcy. At Hoya Aventura Jabat, this is Nicole Carper, South Florida Media Networks.
A passenger storming the cockpit of an American Airlines flight bound for Miami. The man charged into the cockpit, damaging flight controls and attempting to jump out an open window as a pilot tried to stop him. Crew members intervened and a suspect was taken into custody. A replacement plane was sent to the airport. The flight departed a few hours later.
Voting rights activists are demanding for the Biden administration to take some action on the voting restrictions many states implemented. Yesterday, President Biden and Vice President Harris made a quick stop in Atlanta to push for change on the current filibuster rules in the Senate. He also expressed his frustration as Republicans who blocked voting rights legislation last year.
Hey, I'm making it clear, to protect our democracy, I support changing the Senate rules. whichever way they need to be changed to prevent a minority of senators from blocking action on voting rights.
Activists are critical of Biden's and Harris's visit to Atlanta, saying that this is no time for a speech, but for some action to take place.
The Panthers going for 5 in a row at home. We'll run down what happened on the ice last night.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
People from all over the country and the world have poured in money.
Donations after disaster, getting families back on the road after the recent tornadoes. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
A pit stop donation. 3 families in Kentucky received a generous donation that would get them back on the road. The charity that got them the cars to replace the ones crushed during the recent tornado outbreak is just getting started this morning.
The group based out on the hard-hit Mayfield, Kentucky, has collected enough money to do the same thing for 7 more families. And they say the money isn't just from people in Mayfield.
Huge positive thing is that people from all over the country and the world have poured in money.
One of those cars went to Rodney Burgess and his family, and he says it's a miracle to not be only alive today, but to have a working car that belongs to them.
Your time now, 9:41. The Panthers going for home win number 5 in a row as they hosted the Vancouver Canucks. Last night, Panthers' Alexander Barkov with the game-winning shorthanded goal, assisted by Aaron Ekblad and Sam Reinhart. That kind of team initiative won the Panthers the game with a score of 5-2. At 24-7, the Panthers have the best record in the NHL.
That's all the time we have today. For Newsbreak, I'm Anya Joseph.
And I'm Christopher Gomez. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu. Take care.